wise. Yes, they do. Question, guys. This is going to be a tricky question. This is a very tricky question. I need y'all to listen to the question and don't just jump on it. Before I ask the question, my man D. Gray says, "Hey, Schwab, the Giants suck." See, y'all not finna get me into these NFC East war. He's a better offensive coordinator than head coach. I hope so for your sake. I think he a Riri. I'm just saying. Hey, man, I'm a football fan more than anything. Of course, I live in Chicago, so I support the Bears. When I was a kid, I picked the Raiders. So those are my two teams. But more than the Raiders and the Bears, I like football. And then I support the Bros. You know, and it's like that. But y'all not finna suck me into these NFC East wars. You and Jungle Brother versus D Gray. Y'all can have that fight on y'all own. But question for the brothers and the sisters in the chat room, since his gift and Sports and Heels came into the get down. Check this out. Technically, the entire NFC East sucks. Dang. Spoken like a true Bears fan. Question. I want y'all to listen to this question before y'all answer. And this is a nuanced question. If Cam Newton wins the Super Bowl, can we consider him, and this is no disrespect to the brother I'm about to say, because he's the only brother to do it. Can we say if Cam Newton wins the Super Bowl, it's safe to say that I think he'll make the Hall of Fame, right? Will Cam Newton be the first authentic brother quarterback to make the Hall of Fame? What I mean by authentic is this. No disrespect to our brother Warren Moon, but Warren Moon openly admits he had to hold some of his talents back so he could remain a pocket passer. When I say authentic, I mean allowing to be himself. Or do we still give it to Warren Moon? Because Warren Moon says he wasn't allowed to be Warren Moon. So if Cam Newton makes this Hall of Fame, win the Super Bowl and makes the Hall of Fame, will he be the first authentic black quarterback in league history? And see, Jungle Brother, that let me know you wasn't listening to the question. Warren Moon said he used to throw the 40. He wouldn't run out on the 40 due to racism. He wasn't allowed to be himself. Cam Newton, in my opinion, would be the first black quarterback allowed to be himself and make it to the Hall of Fame. Not Doug Williams in the Hall of Fame. That's come from my number one chief. It's not a diss against Warren Moon. It's actually, Jungle, it's a diss against the racism and bigotry that surrounds the National Football League. And that's why I said, listen to the question. I knew it was going to go off kind of funny because it sounds like I'm dissing Warren. Warren says, I'm going to send you the clip. I'm going to send you the interview with him, Deshaun Watson, and I can't think of the third quarterback. They were talking about, your answer is no. That's cool. I mean, it ain't a debate, really. I'm just wondering. Because Cam Newton, if he makes this Hall of Fame, he would be the first brother that's been allowed to be himself and make the Hall of Fame. Because it's Deshaun Watson. I can't think of the third brother quarterback. And they openly discuss how Warren openly discussed how he wasn't allowed to be himself. He would run like if he said he probably could have ran a better 40, but he knew if he ran a better 40, he wasn't going to play quarterback. They was going to try to move him to another position, and he had to do that most of his career. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a knock to Warren. It's an exposure to the racism that Warren faced. That's all I'm saying, Jump. I would never diss Warren Moon. Warren Moon was a Superman to me, man. He was a superhero. I remember when he came from USFL and went to the Oilers. That was amazing. You know, and then I come from Chicago where we had a brother quarterback by the name of Vince Evans. And when Warren Moon hit the scene and he was making all that money, he was a superhero to me. I don't have nothing bad to say about Warren Moon. I have nothing to say bad about Warren Moon. But I do believe if Cam Newton makes the Hall of Fame, he would be the very first brother in the Hall of Fame at the quarterback position who's allowed to be himself. Racism didn't allow our brother Warren Moon to be himself. Just an idea, thought. It ain't even like it's made it stone in my mind. It's just something that flew through my mind today while I was doing a little work, and I was like, damn, I wonder. That's all. I ain't trying to start a debate. I ain't trying to knock them down or nothing. I'm just asking the question. Just asking the question. Next up on my list is this. Shout out to Richard Sherman, man. Shout out to Richard Sherman for being a brother, a brother who. Oh no. See, Jungle, you misunderstanding. My man Jungle Brother said I got Warren Moon ranked number 2 behind Randall Cunningham. If Randall Cunningham make the Hall of Fame, then he'll be the first to me. But I don't see Randall Cunningham making the Hall of Fame. I just don't see it. Warren Moon is already in the Hall of Fame. Warren Moon is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. I see you got him number 1. So, I ain't got, again, if Cam Newton makes it, he will be the first black quarterback to me that makes it being himself. Not switching to, okay, like McNabb. McNabb had to switch to the West Coast offense, even though he ran a lot earlier, but he was tricked into believing I need to stop running. McNabb was killed and was beat to death by that dumbass coach. He could have made it. Vic went to jail. The authorities locked Vic up for more time than they had some stupid ass stat. Michael Vick he was in jail for longer than most pedophiles are, something like that. Oh, okay. I see where you're going with it. Okay, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, is he the first black quarterback who are allowed to play like a brother quarterback? Maybe I should have said it like that. Maybe that would have caused less confusion. But yeah, just the first to be a black quarterback. We run, we throw, we use our athletic ability. We do things that white Americans can't do on that damn football field at the quarterback position. Closest you can get to it is Steve Young. And I think he's wildly overrated. I start that fight. Anytime y'all want to, I will start that fight that Steve Young is the most overrated quarterback in the Hall of Fame. Anybody wants some, I got it for you. But, yeah, I just think he's the first one. But back to Richard Sherman, man. Big ups to Richard Sherman, man, for not being... See, most guys that are 10, 12, 13 years in the league, lost a step or two, yada, 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 they wouldn't have stepped up for our brother Cam, man. But Richard Sherman said, man, like he said, I'm college educated. I got a master's degree from one of the best universities on earth. I'm proud to be who I am. Y'all can't take nothing from me that I ain't willing to give up. So, big ups to Richard Sherman, man. I got mad love for you. I always have. There's a couple things you said that I ain't agree with in the past, but big ups to you, man. Big ups to Richard Sherman. Big ups to Richard Sherman, man, because a lot of brothers at this stage of his career would have been worried about their own shit. But back to what I was saying about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has thrown caution to the wind. And see, this is what lets you know. People like Tom Brady and others, and people like our brother Chris Broussard in the break, they are programmed to say the things that they say. Odin Polynice played in the National Basketball League, played against Michael Jordan in college and on a pro level. Odin Polynice is a relative. He's not a relative. He's an expert in regards to gauging people and watching the game, if you ask me. And Chris Broussard, did he dominate him? Why do I have to dominate somebody for them to be afraid of me? And when you get, there's just think you've been programmed to say Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, and anybody challenge it, all you're going to have to say is the 6 rings. But Tom Brady is another example of that. Tom Brady threw caution to the wind, and people who are not guaranteed $50 million, they are attempting to negotiate workman's comp for people who are going to contract this coronavirus. And Tom Brady is saying, hey man, only thing to fear is fear yourself. Quote President Roosevelt, right? But you quoting a motherfucker that was outside and got polio. See, that's what you listen to that. I'm just gonna say some shit that sound tough, like a tough guy. Yeah, I'm chewing that tough man gum. But your motherfucking ass you quoting a motherfucker who went outside and got polio. So you don't have the ability to quote, you don't have the fucking common sense to say that. Why don't you just say, my bad, as my man Jungle Brother say, stand down and then move forward. Warren was blessed with playing offensive-minded coaches, June Jones, Dennis Green, who would draft the wide receivers and tight ends instead of linebackers and defensive linemen. Cam coach Ron Rivera like what Cam coach Ron Rivera did. Exactly. And you know what, Jungle? Here's the sad part. Even with June Jones and Dennis Green, he only played with June Jones 2 or 3 years, and they tried to replace him with Cody Carson, old bum ass, and then Chris Chandler, Crystal Chandelier, because that motherfucker stayed getting broke up. And then when he was up there with Dennis Green, he was only up there for a year because then they had our brother damn, what's his name? Number 11, Culpepper on the bench, so he had to get up out of there. I am a consistent component of saying black quarterbacks don't get weapons. And if they get some weapons, they get them the fuck up out of there. Jameis was down there with 4 different head coaches in 3 years. And when they got the weapons in order, they shipped his ass out. We can go through when Steve McNair came of age, they got his weapons up out of there. Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter, yeah, you can't control Chris Carter getting high, but they sent Keith Jackson to Green Bay. And I can't think his name. He blew out both his knees in the middle of that old raggedy ass turf on the back. We can go through the league, play team by team that had a dominant black quarterback, and I can show you well, as soon as they got that talent around and they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, got sent up out of Houston. Dak got weapons now, so let's see how long that lasts. McNabb, he got shipped up out of Philadelphia. As soon as they get some decent receivers, Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, and others, he got shipped up out of Philadelphia. I mean, we can go through the league time and time again, and I can show you over and over and over again. Dante Culpepper, as soon as him and Moss get some chemistry, they ship Moss to Oakland. Come on, y'all. I mean, it's the same thing. But you had all that talent around Jeff George, bum ass, and them other Rudy Poos. But I don't want to get into that. But it's just, man, look, Tom Brady is totally disrespecting C. DeMore Smith or D. Moore Smith or whatever the fuck his name is, the president of the Players Union, talking that nonsense. And Mike Greenberg and the rest of them dudes like that. What's that whack ass dude named Dan Orlowski and all them bums? Exactly. Look at Seattle. They steady drafting, peak the Rudy Poo, that wide receiver, and then you want to complain, or Brady ain't never played with no big time talent. Yes, he has. Just because you're not playing with household names, it don't mean those dudes are not good. Point blank period. Because there was a dude who played for the Washington Racial Slurs by the name of Gary Clark. Don't nobody remember. And he was a damn good wide receiver, consistently making a Pro Bowl. Don't nobody remember him though. Webster Slaughter. Don't nobody remember him though. Haywood Jeffrey played with Warren Moon. Don't nobody remember him though. I mean, I can go through the list of players that you don't know as household names, but they damn good wide receivers. Dokie Williams played with the Raiders. Don't nobody remember. James Jett played with the Raiders. Don't nobody remember. Mike Quick. Al Toon. Y'all don't remember these. A lot of people don't even know who I'm talking about. But they are damn good ball players, and that's just, but they not household names. So what? So freaking what? Don't nobody care. But I ain't trying to hear that no more, man. And miss me with this nonsense about Brady this and Brady that, and he don't get this, he don't get that. Brady need to get the same smoke everybody else will get. Because guess what? When Deshaun Jackson did that stupid shit playing beach softball, beach football, y'all cooked him. Y'all need to be cooking Brady because guess what? It's Al Toon, exactly, out of Wisconsin. Yeah, man, it's just nonsense, man. I ain't trying to hear it. Brady need to be getting this heat. Point blank, period. Now I'm about to shut down the show for a minute, but I want to talk about these racists at Barstool Radio. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Everybody who has a podcast and who can hear my voice, we need to be working together. These bigots at Barstool Radio are a bunch of white men who are using white privileges